Hello, I'm Manuel Cervantes. I'm gonna just talk a little bit about the non-dominant arm. This is for the video series of what tennis pros don't teach, my book that talks about this non-dominant arm, how we gotta utilize it. I'm a right-handed player, so my non-dominant arm is my left arm. So you have to know, you gotta understand that the non-dominant arm plays a huge role in executing the right technique in all the in most of the shots in tennis. I don't want to say all the shots, but I would say probably all the time the non-dominant arm needs to be doing the right thing. So for the forehand, this is where I think it's so difficult to understand. The forehand is such a complex shot. There's lots of great forehands out there, but one of the main roles, one of the main things in developing a big forehand is knowing how to utilize your left arm or your non-dominant arm. So as the ball is coming towards you, this non-dominant arm is going to push the racket, okay, right along with your upper body, all the way back to here, sometimes way back like that. You see players in this position, and then as the left arm leaves the racket, the non-dominant arm comes out and then collapses forward as the racket accelerates. So it does something like that. And as you bring it into your body, that accelerates, that lets you accelerate your right side of your body, and you're able to generate a lot more power. There's the non-dominant arm. Okay, for obviously the one-handed backhand, we gotta use that left or non-dominant arm to turn our upper body and achieve our unit turn that we were talking about in another of the What Tennis Pros Don't Teach videos. So the left arm pulls the racket back. There you have it. If it's a slice, another huge utilization of the non-dominant arm is the grip switching. Obviously I can switch my grips, with single-handed like that. But if I'm returning serve or something, my left arm is really gonna play a big role in switching to my eastern backhand grip. I like to return with an eastern backhand grip, with a topspin backhand grip or an eastern grip for backhand returns, and I quickly switch to my forehand if it comes to my forehand. So the left arm is doing this all the time. So it plays a huge role in getting you the right grip in, okay? Another, obviously for the two-handed backhand, you gotta have the non-dominant arm on the ready position to get that racket back. The position so that you can, get that racket moving forward. And then it slides up for the volleys or for the slide back. And I see players do this, or a lot of times they're here, where they're gonna hit a two-handed back and they slide down that racket, their hand, and then they execute the shot. And at the same time, they're switching the grip also with the left hand. As far as the volleys, same thing. The left arm is gonna push the racket a little bit to the side. You hit this forehand volley like that. The backhand side is gonna pull it, pushes it for the forehand, pulls it for the backhand. So it's almost like it's doing a lot of work with the racket, and then the right arm is just following, Here's the backhand volley. Like that, okay? So I'm pulling and going like this. Obviously, a lot of times you're moving forward like this. There's the left dominant arm doing a lot of the work. Obviously, in keeping balance, if I'm running around, barely getting to a ball, I'm gonna have that left arm out, trying to maintain my balance, maybe somewhere here, keeping balance. Or like that, and then my left arm is keeping me from falling over or whatever. Another very important part of the non-dominant arm is in the overhead. As I'm winding up, here comes a lob. I'm gonna do this. My left arm is gonna push up on the racket like this, and I achieve that pretty trophy position. Then I'm ready for that overhead. So as the ball is coming over, this is what I want to do. This is my left arm pushing up, and we can see Federer is very noticeable how well he does this, and he's got some of the best overheads in the world doing this. Okay, so if you can see, it's like my left arm is pushing up that racket, like that. For serving, let's just pretend this is the baseline over here. Even it's the doubles line, but let's just pretend that this is the baseline. So I'm going to use my left hand to bounce my ball up to my serving position, and I use my left hand obviously to toss the ball. But I get into this upstretch position here. Okay, it's similar to that position that we achieved for the overhead. It's very important because I'm loading up by lifting the left arm, the non-dominant arm. I'm getting my body arching or tilting so that I can explode out to the ball as the racket starts getting to the ball. The left arm goes down, it comes down towards your body, and that allows you to really explode out to the ball with the right arm. Okay, this is how we go. It's kind of like that. I cannot serve hard anymore. I'm a little too old, but I used to have a really hard serve. Like here, explode out to the ball like that. But notice how the left arm is very precise in what it's doing. It's keeping pretty extended as it's tossing, and then as the racket explodes, the left arm goes down. And it comes out of the way like that. I'm gonna do a ball machine. It's gonna shoot some balls to my forehand, so you can see how the non-dominant arm, in this case my left arm, is working and winding up the racket for utilization on the forehand. If you noticed, some of the time I'm winding up with an Eastern forehand grip like I'm gonna hit a hard forehand, and then I'm switching to a continental, hitting a drop shot. Or I might be looking like I'm gonna nail it with a topspin backhand, like that, and then as I'm going here, my left hand is aiding and switching to continental, and then coming up with a drop shot. That's called disguising those drop shots. That's how they become really, really effective. Okay, one of the things that I have not mentioned, the left arm also helps as depth perception aid when you're going to hit a forehand. For instance, if you have a one-handed, of course a one-handed forehand. Okay, one important consideration of the non-dominant arm, it helps us as a reference for depth perception, for how far the ball is and when to pull the trigger. So here I am, if I'm going to hit a forehand, as I'm getting my left arm is going to be out like this. My racket is over here, about to swing, start swinging forward. That reference, even though I'm not looking at my fingers, having the hand out like this, you know, closer to the ball, helps me determine when to pull the trigger with the racket. So I'm gonna know exactly how early I need to start swinging, because my hand is there. If I don't have my hand there, I don't have a depth perception. Maybe the back fence or something, but it's not gonna be as precise. So great forehands are characterized by having that left hand out. Like this, you're gonna see a player go like this. You know, the left hand looks like he's gonna catch the ball, but it doesn't catch it, it's just helping you do that. The depth perception is huge in importance in how we apply it in the overhead and the serve. Okay, as the ball is coming over for an overhead, I'm gonna go to that pretty overhead position, and the left arm is gonna help me determine when to pull the trigger. This is my depth perception, or my reference for depth perception. If I don't have that left arm out there long enough, I lose that depth perception reference, and the sky is my reference. And of course, you're gonna frame that overhead, you might whiff it, you're gonna miss a lot of them, you're gonna miss time a lot of them. So you gotta be here and hold until the racket is almost at the ball, and the left arm comes out of the vision of the circle of your peripheral vision.